Namaste, gods, goddesses, and emissaries of light. This is Dr. Tyann. First of all, this is Instagram. You are the first person to actually receive this information that I'm about to share. And then I'm going to upload the same video to my YouTube channel. And I have an announcement. Today, March the 17th, officially quit my spiritual journey. I am no longer on a spiritual journey. And you want to know why? Because when I was born, when I was born into this matrix, and it is my job, just like it is everyone else's job, to spiritually awaken. Some of us were born awake. Okay? So I am no longer going to say on my spiritual journey, because I am a spirit having a human experience, and that is what I came to this earth to do. That is what you came to this earth to do. Hello, Dana. We all came to have a human experience. So it's not a spiritual journey when you are a spirit housed in a body that's called an avatar, or whatever you want to call it, a shell, meat suit, whatever. Okay, there's so many terms out here that the conscious community uses as a way to demonstrate what they're in. Vehicle, whatever. You don't have a soul. You are a living soul. Evidence of this is the Bible, when in Genesis it speaks about how God blew the breath of life into Adam and he became Nephesh, which is Nephesh. And if you Google that and research that, you will realize that Nephesh, tomato, is a living soul. You are a living soul. When you die, you transition out of this body and you are just your soul. You carry that soul around with you every incarnation after incarnation. Let me read what Dana said. 1 second. I don't have my glasses on either. I'm about to go to the eye doctor and get my contacts. Woohoo! So that way you guys won't be seeing me squint no more. Absolutely, Dana. That is what you have been feeling lately. Yes, you did email me about that yesterday. It's not so much, you guys, about, being on a spiritual path, because you were automatically destined to be on a spiritual path because you are a spirit. Now, one thing that we have forgotten is to be human. What about the human experience? What about our feelings, okay? What about our emotions, energy, and motion? We are told to rise above the feeling. You are not the body. You are not the mind. But I am a soul, and I am wearing a body I am housed in. So I am my body. I am my mind that is connected to universal mind. And I am a soul. I am a multi-dimensional being, which means that I'm not only on a spiritual journey, but I'm also on a earth journey. I'm also on a outer dimension journey if I go in 5D, 12D, whatever the case may be. You see how we limit ourselves based off of familiarity, based off of what other people say, based off of what other people deem is right for us. You guys, we have to reinvent the wheel for ourselves. We have to make it make sense for us. And when you awaken, when you have truly reached samadhi, that point of enlightenment, that's when you realize that we're all connected and we're all one anyway, and that we came to the earth to practice or experience duality. That is both dark and light, right and wrong. You see. All right, Dana wrote something else. Wow. It just clicked when you said that. I haven't been walking in my human experience, and I'm getting back to that somewhat, and you shall. As you should, Dana. Every experience, we volunteered. We weren't forced. Well, some of us weren't. Some of us was. Based off of our own level of consciousness when we died. Some of us reincarnated, reharvested. Our souls were reharvested and our energy was reused because we did not reach that level of samadhi or enlightenment. But for many of us, we volunteered to come back to the earth. Earth is a earth class. It is a school. It is the hardest school in the cosmos. When we come here, we volunteer that we are going to get what is called from the angels a mental swiping. When we get that mental swiping, that puts us in a spiritual state of amnesia. When you are in that mental state of amnesia, you don't remember your past lives unless you awaken and do the work spiritually to access your Akashic records, or go seek out a healer that is a professional that can lead you to that information or has access to pulling that information for you. But whatever the case is, normally you don't have access of your previous lives. Some people do through the form of what is called deja vu. Deja vu experience is glimpses of your past life. You can either have that by glitches in the matrix, or you can usually have that willingly or voluntarily. Okay? Whether you know that you're doing it or not. Remember, you are a soul, a living soul, and that is the embodiment of all of you. Just like an egg, you have the shell, okay? And then you have the yolk, and then you have the outer yolk. That is you. Just like in the Holy Trinity in the Bible, Mother, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. If you look at yourself in that light and from that perspective, then you will begin to know who you are. Know thyself. When you know thyself, you will know that you were never on a spiritual journey after all, because you are a spirit. You are a spirit. The last thing that leaves the body when you die is what? Your consciousness, which is your spirit, which is your soul, which is all of you, which makes up your whole and complete part. Okay? Welcome, Nellie Noah. You see, you are truly a multi-dimensional being living out your human life. It feels good to be a human. We laugh, we cry, we dance, we make love. All of those are experiences that we signed up for on this earth navigation. So instead of saying that I'm on a spiritual journey, I am going to replace that, okay? After connecting with my spiritual team, I am on the earth navigation. This is a mothership, and I am exploring this mothership deeply, wholly, and completely. I don't have to limit myself to one aspect of myself when I'm many things, just like you are. I am not the mind, I am not the body. No, I am my mind, I am my body. And no, this is not just a dream. This is real. It's real to me. Okay? If I take a knife and I slice my wrist, I'm going to die. That's real shit. That ain't fake. If I go and get artificially inseminated to have a child, whether I use a physical body to do it or not, life is fucking real. That's my point. I am still going to get pregnant, and I am still going to have a child. So please, let some of these old paradigms shift, because they no longer serve us. We are no longer separating ourselves from our human experience to acknowledge or to, purport a spiritual experience when we're already spiritual anyway. When we do that, just like Dana, how you've been feeling, that is the reality. That is the end result, because at the end of the day, you cannot trick your mind. Your mind knows that you're human just as well as your mind knows that you are a spiritual being as well. Welcome, Adrian Wesley, 99.9. Okay? You cannot catfish the universe. Okay? So when you start to implement meditation, which is your Zen, hi Adrian, and you start implementing spiritual practices, okay, and then you start exercising the body, because see, this is what I learned from my angels. The mind, it needs to be still, but the body needs to be active. This is the reason why yoga is so perfect, because it integrates mind, body, and what? And soul. It's not like I'm advocating here. My day is doing good, very good, Adrian. Hope yours is doing well too. It's not like I'm advocating, just one thing over the other. No, I'm wanting you to learn something that is very important for us on this earth navigation. And that is integration. If you remember this one word while you're on this earth navigation system, or inside this earth navigation system, this will really take you far. Everything that you're doing is a integration. Even when you receive your download codes, you have to integrate that into your body. And most of us, we get like ascension symptoms, okay? It's truly all about balance. It is about striking a balance between the two. That's the reason why people said you have to bridge heaven and earth. If you bridge heaven and earth, you are truly in that state of being balanced. That is what makes you a true divine feminine, and that is what makes you a true divine masculine. Okay? Otherwise, you're just a masculine and just a feminine, like we spoke about a couple of days ago, Dana. Seriously. So I want you guys to take possession of your own mind. Know that this is not a spiritual journey, because you were born into a physical body as a spirit from day one. It's not like God assigned you that duty when you awakened. No, whether you were still asleep or not, that spirit, that soul is still inside of you and still resided inside of you. You just weren't awakened to that aspect of yourself. But it doesn't mean that you were not on your journey. Okay? And that journey was just not a beaten path for spirituality. That is the reason why there really is no such thing as a sin, missing the mark. Because really, we honestly came here to do good, to do wrong, to make mistakes, and to fuck up. That is a part of the human experience. Okay? It is the Luciferian belief and the Luciferian programming that makes you think that you're not good enough, and that you are a sinner, and that you are separated from God. It is Christ consciousness, Samadhi, the awakened part of you, the light, which is the Christed light, and we are all Christ, okay? Christ really did walk this earth. There is so much evidence that there is no denying that Christ did walk this earth. So Christ is like a big brother to all of us, who set the example on how to reach Samadhi, our enlightenment, and how to be a true master. Many of us that are twin flames, we are masters. That's why we are twin flames. That is the reason why it's easy for us to transform and transmute some situations faster than others. And notice I said some. Okay, if you were good at everything, there would be no need for you to be here in this earth navigation, having this human experience. It is meant for me to dye my hair red. It is meant for me to arch my eyebrows. It is meant for me, if I want to pierce my medusa and my septum, I can do that because it's mine. It's on my body. I'm not hurting nobody else. This is my experience. If I want to have a tattoo of Lord Ganesha on my left thigh, I can do that. Why? Because it's my human experience, and it also connects me to the other side, to the deity that I work with, that I've been working with for eons. You have carried this soul around for eons, many of you that are not new souls, because there are some souls that are very new and this is their first human experience. And you can tell those ones because they don't learn from their damn mistakes. They keep repeatedly making mistake after mistake after mistake. And you look at that person like you a new soul because you don't know no better. Because old souls know better. Okay, and old souls are wiser, because there are two things that makes a distinction between a smart person and a wise person. A smart person learns from their own mistakes, which is normally a new soul, and then an old soul learns from other people's mistakes because they are wise. And that's the difference between a wise person and a smart person, and I'd rather be a wise person, especially being an old soul. I'm so glad you needed to hear that, Dana. Yes, this matrix will have you hating yourself. It will, because it's designed to do such. It's designed to make you question everything about yourself. Everything. From the insignificant to the surmountable. Okay? That's why you need to know thyself. Thank you for the love. I appreciate that. I love coming here, even though I don't get as much of an audience as I do when I'm over there on YouTube, because the love here is just, it's so heartfelt. Not that it's not there, because I'm going to upload this video there, but it's just, I get a different vibe. I get a different feel. I get a different type of energy when I'm here on Instagram. And plus I have over 39,000 followers here. And I am trying to get my content out so I can pull more people in. And the more that I go live, the more the algorithms for Instagram will get my message out there. This is the reason why our bodies experience through our ascension process these different transitions when we put certain type of foods into the body that the body no longer wants, and the body tends to reject, because you have reached another level of consciousness. It's kind of like playing a video game if you think about it. Besides, the video game is not real, but your life is. You're ranking up spiritually, but not labeling yourself of where you are. Because there is spiritual ranking, and I hear so many people in the conscious community say, oh, there's no ranking in the spiritual realm. You a damn lie. Yes, there is. There is ranking in the spiritual realm. That is the reason why Archangel Michael is the number one angel out of all the angels. There's no angel before him, but there's plenty after him, and he has control over all of them. So don't tell me there is no spiritual ranking. Yes, there is. There's spiritual ranking, but the thing that we tend to do in our human constructs is that we label ourselves to limit ourselves. And that's what I want a lot of you to come into consciousness and take up possession of your own mind, to not do that anymore. Don't say, well, I'm just starting off on my journey. No, you're not. You're just aware more. I am more aware. There are words that we need to use to replace those old ideologies that has kept us stuck, that has kept us feeling like we are not on the right course or the right path. Yes, you are. Even if you got off of the right course and you went somewhere else, you steered off the path. Trust me, you, Mother, Father, God, which designed this whole universe, has infinite intelligence enough to allow your angels, your ancestors, and your guides to course correct you and put you right back on path. Okay? You cannot mess this up. Don't think you can mess this up. You cannot mess this up. Don't think that because you are at a standstill, which sometimes God does make us sit still for a moment before we can navigate and move again, because guess what? Our soul gets tired. Our soul gets weary. Our soul gets weak. Even though it is a spiritual aspect of ourselves, remember, it is still pulling from the humanness of us. It's pouring in from the human side of us. And then from that, it pulls and it directs us and it leads us. Okay? But don't you think for not 1 second that your soul doesn't get tired, because it does. Okay? The soul gets weary. The soul gets weak, especially if we're the ones that want to supersede and try to lead the soul instead of vice versa. So when you're at that moment where you don't know what to do nothing. That's the whole point. Do nothing at all. If you're at that point where you're needing to make a decision and you just can't make a decision because you're so confused, don't make that decision. Do nothing. Wait for your guidance because it will come. Okay? There is no Jedi mind trick to spirituality, you guys, because in all essence of your soul, I can't emphasize enough, you are a spirit. You are experiencing the journey from day one. All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and let you go from here. Please tell me how you feel about this video. Tell me where you are in this earth navigation. Okay, tell me if you're experiencing some ascension symptoms. Tell me if you're feeling separation and isolation from source. Just tell me where you are, because the moment that you just sit still and enjoy every aspect, every emotion, and just breathe, the breath is so important. Before I go, Spirit said to share this with you. Focus on your breath. When you don't know what to do, just take a moment and just breathe. Deep breath. Breathe out. Your breath will save you in every situation. Trust me. Taking those breaths. Oh, baby. If you was underwater and you needed to survive, the first thing that you're going to focus on is not your mind, not your problems, but that damn breath, baby. The breath of life is what you need to focus on. If anything that I can mention to you that will help you, I don't give a darn if you do it only for 5 minutes a day. You need to meditate. Because when you're in meditation, that puts you back in the void, that puts you back in that position to where you're connected to source. And a lot of us, we are experiencing the dark night of the soul because we have separated ourselves from the source. And that's the reason why Mother, Father, God allows for those things to take place, so we can get ourselves in isolation. Because getting ourselves in isolation helps us to do what? To reconnect with the main source, which is the source of all and the source of all creation. I love you too, Dana. You see, so even if it's only for 5 minutes a day, get yourself back into alignment. Because when you're going through a dark night of the soul, it is only because you're not in alignment with source. Anytime you feel any pain, you guys, I'm going to be 100% honest with you, pain is an indicator, because the body communicates with us. Our body is always communicating with us, whether we're awake or whether we're asleep. The body is sending messages to us. And so when you're experiencing said so-called pain, it is because you're not connected with source. If you're connected with source, I can tell you, no matter what is going on in your life, you will move with clarity and awareness, and only God's source can give that to you in those times. But if you're still, depending on your humanness through something that is very spiritual, you are going to experience what is called cognizant dissonance, which is confusion. Okay? What you want is cognizant resonance, where things start to click and things start to resonate. And the illusion becomes very apparent. And it's no longer an illusion anymore, but it's the reality that you see. And it's the reality that you create for yourself. No one can do that for you but you. You don't have to go to no spiritual guru, master, etc. Because you are the guru. Okay? You are the master of your universe, captain of your sea. All right, you guys, I have to go to the eye doctor. Love you guys so much, and then I have to head to work. It's going to be a long day. I channeled for 15 people yesterday, and I ended up channeling Nipsey Hussle. Someone came to me who was a love interest of Nipsey, and that was quite the experience, you guys. I love my work. I just never know from day to day what the hell the universe is going to put on my plate, but it's lovely, it's beautiful, and even with me on this earth navigation, I am unfolding just beautiful layers of myself. And that's all it's about, is you honoring you. You're certainly welcome. I don't know how to say your name. Is it Hillbilly? You're certainly welcome. And sorry if I chopped your name up and screwed it. But I love you guys so, so much. This is going to go on my YouTube channel. So I am going to say usually what I say over there. It is a good karma to like, share, comment, subscribe. Leave a donation if you feel inclined to, or you can purchase a gift on my wish list on Amazon, and it will appear on the channel. Shout out. You guys, seriously, before I go, shout out to all of you that have been purchasing gifts from my wish list, because it has been appearing on my channel. Every time that I get a new deck, I always usually read it the day that I get it. I try, and if not, I usually, do the reading the next day. But it hypes me up. It motivates me, because you guys, honestly, I am a professional reader. I get paid to do this outside of YouTube, outside of Instagram, and I channel all day long. So when I come home, the last thing that I'm thinking about is, channeling. So, but if I get, new tarot cards, like, I'm like inquisitive, just like a child. Ooh, let me see what this is about. So it just helps to keep me motivated too. I need motivation just like you guys need motivation. That is my incentive. So if you want more readings, hint, hint, go ahead and purchase something on my wish list. You don't have to purchase something on my wish list just because, I'm telling you. If you feel like I've changed your life, if you feel that the information that I'm explaining and telling you about is relevant to you, that is a token of your appreciation towards me to let me know, Dr. Tyann, I care. I care about your time. No, I'm not purchasing any of your services right now. No, I'm not purchasing a reading right now, but I want to contribute to the whole of your totality of just being here for the collective. That works too. But I'm just saying, there's some more comments here. Oh, say it again, laughing out loud. It is Balaaka, not the Eric. Oh, all right. So Hillabippy, I said it again. Hi, Val. Love you, Valerie. I love you guys. Thank you so much for even coming over from YouTube and coming here and supporting me. That really means a lot. And at this point, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and sign off so I can get to my eye doctor. Love you all. Namaste.